French Immersion consists of programs and courses designed for English-speaking students, in which French is the language of instruction and the means of communication in the classroom. The aim of French Immersion is to provide students with an educational program which serves to achieve the province's essential graduation learnings and to enable students to function in French upon completion of high school. There are many benefits of second language learning: intellectual development, cultural enhancement, enriched personal development, and it facilitates learning of additional languages and offers increased employment opportunities. In the Eastern School District, 2 options in French Immersion studies are available to our students: Early French Immersion and Late French Immersion. Both programs were designed for non-French speaking families. Concepts learned in class can be discussed at home in English, and reporting is also done in English.
There are numerous advantages to the Late French Immersion program. There's the cultural aspect of the program. As much as parents and others may think that we're just learning the language, students learn a lot about the culture of la francophonie, or the French-speaking world. They learn about the religion, the traditions, the meals that they eat, the way they live their lives. So that's something that's totally unexpected about the Late French Immersion program. Students also gain a great amount of confidence. Because they are speaking in a second language, they're able to communicate with many, many other people in the world. It's surprising how much children's English vocabulary improves when they're doing the Late French Immersion program. They encounter so much more vocabulary in French, and when they're learning the French words, they're also learning the English words at the same time. For example, students that are reading an English novel are also reading, although it's a different novel, they are reading a novel in French. We can compare the 2 novels and pick up vocabulary from both. It's also then, French Immersion is not just French Immersion, it's also learning English language arts or language arts a second time. So they can compare things in one novel to the other novel. Even though we're talking about things like personification, we might talk about personification in French, or things like foreshadow, we talk about those things in French. So children going through their Late French Immersion program are getting a second exposure to all of the skills that they would also have learned in the English language arts program.
I thought it would be a good choice to go in French Immersion, not because other people were, just because it's totally a benefit. Like, you get to learn so much more and be rewarded at the end of the day.
Well, it has been hard, but with the teachers' help, like a lot of the teachers really help out if you need help. But after a while, it gets easier. After you get to learn more stuff, it becomes kind of natural to you.
J'adore le français, c'est super chic.
I think it's really important. I think having an immersion program at the high school level is very important. You can see here that the students seem to be really enjoying themselves. What I really like about the French immersion program is the many doors that obviously learning the second language opens. It's incredible. In grade 12, around April or May, I will start to get calls from companies. I've gotten calls from Revenue Canada, for example, last year. Can we come in and do a presentation with your students, because we need students who are functionally bilingual. A lot of the students, they think that they do the immersion program and I'm going to be limited in my course selections, and I have to follow these 2 French courses, I had to take these, but you know what? They're only having to be limited by learning the second language. It's absolutely incredible. There are doors that are open because they've chosen to stay in French. It's amazing what they're able to learn and the cultural understanding that they developed throughout the 3 years in high school French immersion programs. I really enjoy seeing students come in grade 10, and when they leave in grade 12, the confidence that they have in themselves in speaking a second language and being confident that, you know what, I chose to do these courses in high school, and I really feel that I'm a better, well-rounded individual than I was when I came in grade 10, because I chose to do the French immersion program.
Well, the thing is that you have to do certain courses anyway. Like, you do history in French or geography in French, depending on the school, and you have to do career as well. And the French courses also count for some of your other credits. So you don't lose opportunities. If anything, you gain them, because there's more programs available, like summer programs and exchange programs that you can do with the second language.
As a senior high immersion student, in my opinion, a lot of the advantages of having a second language helps with job opportunities, and it's just a good thing to have for like future. You get a lot of chance to like travel, so it's a lot easier. Like I was thinking I would want to do tourism, so one of the big necessities for that is to have the second language. So
Vive le français, c'est fantastique.
Late French immersion extends from grade 7 to level 3, with approximately 75% of instruction in French in grade 7 and 8, and between 30 to 50% in the grade 9 academic year. By high school, students study 2 subjects per academic year in the French language, accounting for approximately 30% of instruction in the second language. Successful late French immersion students are motivated, eager participants, and good listeners. They are ready for a challenge and have a positive attitude. They are risk takers and do not give up on their goals.
When we have kids who come in to do the late French immersion program, oftentimes in September they're very hesitant and they're very weary about French immersion. And one of the things I always tell my grade 7s is that the first thing I say to my grade 8s on the first day of September is that we will have a complete class in math in French. There will be no English and there won't be any questions. At the end of it, I will say to them, now think back to where you were a year ago today. You were just beginning French immersion, and think back to what you knew then and what you know now. You just went through a full class in French. A year ago you knew nothing, very little, and today you can listen to me give a complete class in French and understand every single word I'm saying. And I think that's I try to say that to my grade 7s to let them know that I know they're weary and I know that it's a little bit nerve-wracking, but at the end of the day there are so many big accomplishments going to come. The growth of the children and their understanding of the French language from September to by January is incredible, but the amount that they grow over the first couple of years that they do the French immersion program is absolutely phenomenal. And listening to them give their speeches when they do their speak-offs, their concours d'oratoire, in the spring of every year, it's incredible to see that they can put a speech together in French and then stand up there with the best of them and compete for it. And we've had kids who've won provincially in the French speak-offs who didn't start learning French until grade 7. So it's a phenomenal growth in understanding. And as a math teacher, of course, I'm all about problem-solving abilities. And in learning a second language, they learn fabulous problem-solving abilities that they can apply not just to math, but to everything, because they have to solve problems daily in order to understand or to be able to get through the activities that they're doing, because they're learning a new language and they have to figure out how to do it in a new language. So that growth and understanding to me is just phenomenal, and it's a wonderful experience to see how far they come from at the beginning of the year even to January, but certainly over the course of the grade 7 year and then onward. It's wonderful.
I think late French immersion is really good because when you get older you can do more jobs. You can go with the government of Canada, and it's not that difficult, I don't think. Like, I didn't really see a change in my marks. Like, my marks kind of stayed the same. So it was pretty good, and also I like to get the chance to be able to speak 2 different languages and be able to travel to different places.
Some students have concerns about their course selection in senior high, and they have concerns that their French may bring down their average. But from my experiences, my French immersion students have not had trouble scheduling, if they carefully select their 3-year plan and their courses, that they're still able to fit in all of their math and science that they're often concerned about, and they're getting the extra benefit of French. And we even have many students in many schools who are learning a 3rd language, and the second is certainly enabling that. And our results have shown in our public exams and CRTs that students are achieving and they're doing well, and that the second language is really not impacting on their achievement at all. As a matter of fact, it's enhancing it. Well, I've certainly worked at the entry level where they come in grade 7, and students are sometimes a little apprehensive, and parents as well, and it does take some adjustment to the program, but within the first 3 months, by Christmas certainly, the students are really enthusiastic about learning, and the French language classroom is a really a place where we can foster all their different abilities, and we really do become like a big family because those students stay together through their junior and senior high years. Generally, class sizes tend to be a little smaller, so it's possible to do a lot of various different learning activities with the students. And it's amazing how much progress they make in such a short time with their language, their second language.
Well, it opens job opportunities for sure, and when you travel, you learn. When you have the second language, you can use it, like especially when you go to French-speaking culture.
You can get jobs a lot easier. Like if you have French, it's a lot easier to get a job as a teacher. Or say if you want to take a year off school and be like a flight attendant or something, then you need to have a second language to be able to talk about it. And we're really close-knit family. Like I've been with these people since grade 6 or grade 7, so we always stay together and we're really close.
French programs focus on learning French as a second language as a means to enable students to function in French upon completion of high school, while at the same time achieving the essential graduation learnings as determined by the province's Department of Education. In the Eastern School District, the French Immersion program continues to grow. The Late French Immersion program is available at 16 sites throughout the district, with approximately 3,000 students enrolled in the LFI program. The benefits and opportunities of second language learning will better prepare our students for the 21st century workforce. Graduates with a French Immersion designation will head into post-secondary and future careers with enhanced intellectual development, enriched personal achievement, and increased employment opportunities, not only in Newfoundland and Labrador, but also in the global community. French Immersion, your child has so much to gain. For more information about the Late French Immersion program in the Eastern School District, please call our office or visit our website at www.esdnl.ca.